Hey guys, Ralph here. Welcome to True Power Trumpet Fitness on this magnificent Monday, Memorial Day here in Connecticut. Life's good, guys. Life is good. Anyway, you saw the thumbnail. Let's get right to it. I got a lot I want to talk about. But taps. I studied with the master for taps, so I want to impart a little bit of my wisdom that you can use when you play, not only today, but in the future. All right? I have played quite a bit. So, let me honk a little bit. Now, I'm going to start with my high notes, and then I'm going to diddle around a little bit with taps. Bear with me. There's a method to the madness. All right? Let's try it on a C trumpet. I think you're getting the idea, right? Don't feel comfortable on B flat or C today? Take out your E flat. Anyway, we can have no discussion about taps without beginning with my man, Lash Bragan, down in North Carolina. Guys, he was a student of mine, a retired gym teacher. I've talked about him before. Trust me, I'm going to talk about him again. This is one of the most rewarding things I've ever been a part of. Okay? But anyway, retired gym teacher and also retired veteran who was a member of the Kiwanis Club or something, that one of their big things was have some things ready for the families of the fallen heroes that on that day that would make things easier for them. The women got together and made cookies and all this sort of stuff. They put out a spread. Very, very nice organization. But Lash knew, as a gym teacher, no bugle players. It was all piped in. It was all very, very tacky. And he thought veterans deserved more. And I agree with him completely. His family got him a bugle for Christmas. And he just got on the internet, stumbled over my channel, and wanted me to teach him how to play taps. All I want is 4 notes. He says, I don't want to know the names of the notes. I don't want to count. I don't want to read music. I want 4 notes so I can play taps at these things. Okay. Now, bugle, no valves. He could only play 4 notes anyway. So after a couple months, he got quite good at it. And he opened his business, Taps, The Last Salute. Guys, I want you to go down. It's a beautiful, beautiful. He refers to it as a ministry. It's his baby, and he does a beautiful job. He has done over 1,500 tap performances on YouTube. You call in, you send your stuff in, the information and everything. There's a waiting list a mile long, but in 4 years, he's done over 1,500 performances of it. It's right in his yard. He goes out in his dress uniform, rings a bell, plays taps in his white gloves and everything, salutes, the last salute is beautifully, beautifully done. And for me to be just a tiny little part of it is amazing. But he needs a donation or two. Along with that, he sends a little packet with a faux Medal of Honor with the person's name on it and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. So if you go to that, Lash Bragan, the last salute, okay, type it in. If you want to send him a few shekels, it'll be great. Okay? Now, with that said, my man Mel Broyles came to us via West Point. And one of the things all of these guys had to learn, be it Cat Arabic, Broyles, it doesn't matter, they ought to learn all the bugle calls. Reveille, come to dinner, mess hall, whatever, and of course, taps. Now, when Mel moved to New York City, freelancing and all that sort of stuff, he was the #1 call for Hotsy Totsy funerals, where he would play taps. Okay? And he gave all of us the taps lesson. All right? So, let me give you some of the words of wisdom. Ace is the toughest solo in the book. Now, he's first principal trumpet of the Metropolitan Opera, and he thinks taps is the toughest solo in the book. Why, Ace? You've only got 4 notes. He says, and everybody on the planet knows what those 4 notes are supposed to sound like. He said, so if you clam one, you don't have a chance to do this dazzling cadenza to make up for it. You clam it and you're stuck with it. Very, very toughest solo in the book. His words. All right? #1, many of them are outside. Okay? Sometimes the weather is not cooperating. It can be gruesomely hot. It can be gruesomely cold. Each one carries a little different issue with the performance. Okay? With that said, you should get to the performance in enough time, out in the cemetery, wherever it may be, and play a couple notes to know what the acoustics are going to be. Guys, the first time you play a note outside, it is very, very startling to know, oh, am I playing loud enough? Am I doing this? You probably are, okay? But the acoustics are so weird, it may throw you for a loop. So just make sure you play a few notes and just get the sound in the ear, the way it's going to, reverberate through the trees or whatever the case may be. Whatever the case may be. All right? Second of all, dress appropriately. Make sure you have gloves. If you're standing outside, in the cold with no glove, that type of thing. Also, especially if you're outside, guys, you do not have to be super close to the ceremony. If you're a little stiff that day, okay, you played a lot last night, it's not responding, you want to play it nice and strong, nice and full, that would make you feel better, do it. Just move farther away from the ceremony itself. Have somebody, there's always somebody there that's running the show, okay? Have them give you the high sign wherever you may be. You don't even have to point it towards the ceremony. You can turn your back or side to the ceremony. Turn the back to them might be a little not good. And play as strong as you want. Okay? Now, I have done several in funeral homes, and those are a different thing, man. Because the grieving people are literally this far away from your bell. And a funeral home is not a concert hall. It's not set up like that. Okay? Now, if you want to go out in the hall and put in a harmon mute, guys, that's fine. That's the next tip from Mel. Nobody cares. Okay? What I just did with all the different keys, nobody cares what key you played in. Nobody cares what trumpet you're playing. Nobody cares. It just doesn't matter. So do what is ever comfortable for you in that day. If you've been practicing a lot of Haydn trumpet concerto for performance, all right, and the E-flat trumpet sounds comfortable for you, play it on E-flat trumpet, whatever key. B-flat. The Arlington Cemetery guys use a bugle. There's only one key you can do it on. But guys, that part does not matter. So whatever feels comfortable, whatever valve combination you want to use, do it. Okay? Really, and the funeral homes are really the ones that you don't have control of the acoustics. The other ones are either at a church, okay, that you act accordingly, or at the cemetery itself, like I said. And the cemetery, just get the feel of the acoustics, and you're ready to go. Okay? Now, there is a wonderful, you saw in the thumbnail, a wonderful, wonderful arrangement of taps by Walter White that was played at Maynard's funeral. Okay? Now, Walter White is a former lead player of his, done several years with him. Tremendous player. I believe he's in Chicago now. I did a couple dates with him when he was in New York, and he's a terrific, terrific all-around trumpet player. Okay? But he did this arrangement. Now, wait till you hear this. It proves my point exactly. This is a perfect, perfect arrangement and sonorities and all these red dissonances and everything that Walter worked in for Maynard's funeral. It's perfect for Maynard. Ending on a double C. Okay? But the fact of the matter is, if Walter White went all by himself and just played it in the key of C on a B-flat trumpet like he was at Arlington Cemetery, it still would have been fine. You see what I'm saying? So do what you feel comfortable with. Go down to your local VFW or Kiwanis or something like that and get on the list. I guarantee you there's some work. You probably don't make a whole lot. You might make $50 if you're lucky. And some cupcakes sent home by, the families. But it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Lash has turned it into a cottage industry. He's not making any money on it, guys. He's not. But it's a beautiful, beautiful thought and a nice touch for all these servicemen who gave their life so I can sit here and make videos. It's as simple as that. All right, guys, enjoy it. And Taps to Maynard is down below. You're going to love it. All right? Love you all. Have a great Memorial Day. Talk tomorrow.